Good evening, Coochie. What's happening? Kendall,
How are you this evening?
All right. What are we doing tonight?
Are we doing like the same thing we do? Bill Parker, what's going on?
Flacco, Lucy,
Big B,
Tito,
Mariah
on fire. Oh, I like shit.
Get rid of that echo.
What would it be?
What's going on? Someone said there's an echo in the other room. What's going on? Check that out. Get that out. I go to the what do you call echo. All right, there's that one. Which one has the echo? Oh, this one. All right. Anti-here. That one has that. It is that. Holy cow. All right. That one's off. This one back on again. Because I need volume on. That noise from. A second or two. Figure this out. All right. Always been like that. Shit. Okay. Get rid of that one. That one? Nope. Now they're both down. That one. And get rid of that one. Okay. That better? Sound better? Out of this one. Okay, everybody's just saying hi. Who do we have? GMC, Italia Ben, Kilroy, Mr. Ropper, D's Nuts, Boudreaux, Bebo, Fubar, Michael McMia. All right, Gabriel, Tim, what's going on? What else do we have here? Joseph, Mooncat, we already said hi to you guys. Mason, how you doing? D-Mac, Huts. All right, Jenna, good evening. Dean, Carolyn, Jason, Captain Doug, Purge, Robert, Jason, William, Seaman, good evening. Kevo, can you explain the risk-reward buying Walmart at 94 and selling the 90s for next week's? All right, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Hollyworld, WNP. Line chart. Little different. Alrighty. On the list today is going to be Wally World. Let me change this a little bit. Not really any better. Why am I seeing that? Okay. Is what it is. A 10-minute trader, we're consistent 1% per week. Now, only on dividend stocks, specifically dividend stock companies that are consistently profitable. Now, we're talking 20 years of consistent profitability. That's what I like. Because, see, when you get punch a time clock. So, my money's got to come from somewhere. I'm too young to get Social Security. So it has to be my investments that bring me in money so that I can pay my bills and I can live here in this wonderful little country of ours. That being said, let's my 9-year-old daughter. Well, you're probably asking why. What's happening, brother? All the way out in Switzerland. I think it's Switzerland. All right. Now, when my daughter was 9 years old back in 2008, she climbed up my lap one day and said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" That was it. 9 years old. Can you teach me? My mistake, Hakuna Matata's from Sweden. Just seeing if you were paying attention, that's all. All right, so when she was 9, she said, "Daddy, can you teach me what you're doing?" So that being said, when you're trying to teach a 9-year-old when most adults don't understand it, think about it. Most adults don't understand it, so it took me a little bit to figure it out, but here it is. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. That's what I created specifically for a 9-year-old daughter. All right, so if you're not worthy of putting your money into it, don't do it. Now, I go in with the intention of Whole Duck right around the corner. They'll do the exact same. Number 2, never sells. And once you know rule number 3, make sure, for some strange reason, you guys, some of you, rule number 4, cash flow. I have no desire whatsoever, no matter how much you think, and sit and wait for it to do something. If I can't get money from it every single week, I don't want to even hear about it. Yeah, sometimes it works out. It works out great for a lot of people. But you know what? I'm at that point in my life where I no longer desire to take those kind of chances. Safe, steady, slowly works perfectly fine for me. 1% with this. Yeah, I probably could. He's there. There's no way you can go. All right? I'm here every single night. Except for, okay? So the market does open tomorrow, so I want tonight. Maybe get some of you guys warmed up for the week coming up. I think it's week number 29 for the year. Week 3 for the third quarter, or week number 29. The year is more than half. Here's what it is. Ooh, soon. Is there anybody else? I don't know. All right, so let's keep on progressing. We got somebody over here who wants to take a look at Pepsi. Be Rad Daddy, we're going to take a look at, I don't even think I did 3% last week. But then again, I get more accounts than you do, so I got to average everything out. But great, good for you, 3% for 1 week. Now, a lot of people think that's not a lot of money. And you're absolutely 100% absolutely correct. I cannot tell you how correct you are. 1, 2, 3% is crappy. It is. But guess what? Crappy, but consistent. Think about it. I'll take crappy and consistent every single week. As a matter of fact, I do. I have over 1,100 videos. 1,100, that's 1,100. More than on YouTube. Saying the exact same thing over and over and over again. But think about it. Every single video takes me 10 or 15 minutes. I had the Hope Diamond. Can't go out and buy me a new Lamborghini. Simple life. I'm making my full-time head. Don't think you know everything. Just consistent. If you do 3% every week, you're beating me. And hey, more power to you. I think it's awesome. Good for you. All right. That being said, let's take a look at Wally World. As you see, I'm going to 1, 2, 3. First thing I always do is take a look at seriously, because you're only really seriously. Number 3, where was it a year ago? 1 second. Okay. The one that takes the most, takes about 2 or 3 seconds, is the motion of the ocean, or the not that difficult. Up, down, up, down. It's simple. Just take a quick look. What am I looking for? Well, it's not at the high. Nope, it's not at the bottom. Great. Next. Okay, so next step is the numbers. What is it going up these numbers? Okay, this is Think or Swim, available through Schwab. You can use Fidelity. You can use Robinhood. It's the high. What's the low? What was the opening? What was the closing? How many what volume? How many kinds? It tells you everything. You can go almost any swim, because I've been doing this for a long time. 15 years ago, I wrote a book on choosing the right trading platform, and I researched quite a bit of them. This is the one that I like, because this one had what's called the trigger trade. No other trading platform had it. I said, all right, I'll give you a brief peek in the curtain for a second. Change a few things. Behind me is called an EX dividend calendar. Okay, so I take all the stocks that I like, I put them into the calendar, and the calendar tells me when they're going to pay. And holy shit, it's Medina. What's happening, brother? It tells me when they're going to pay their dividend. Well, why is that important? Well, that's important because most of the time, usually, frequently, almost always, whatever word you want to use. But almost always, the stocks have a tendency to 20 checks per month, like clockwork. You'll notice every looking for something different. But for the most part, they're all basically the same companies. Consistently profitable for more than 2 decades. Why would you put your money into a stock that's not consistently profitable? That one boggles my mind. But you will see tonight. You will, because it happens every single night. People ask me to take a look at something. I'll look at it, and I'll say, what the hell were you thinking? Because it's not consistently profitable. There's companies that have been in business for still profitable, and it's a good solid question. If the company's been in business for over 100 years, they're consistently profitable, they increase their dividends to their shareholders. That's us. When we buy and sell, we are the shareholders. So when that happens, why wouldn't you put your money there? I know, people are looking for that quick buck. They want to buy something today and be able to retire tomorrow or the next day. Greed. There's nothing wrong with it, but, sometimes it might bite you in the butt if you're not careful. Lord and my ex-wife both know I've done stupid shit in the name of greed. Tells me when the stock is getting ready to, because they get the dividend coming, Caterpillar. What do you do with the information? That's what usually see. Correct. The consistency is the tricky part. Investigating inequity. Bet it's 3 a.m. Yeah, because you're on the other side of the world. Anyway, let's continue. Bet it's 3 a.m. Yeah, because you're on the other side of the world. Anyway, let's continue. All right, so let's. All right. Okay. Up, down, up. We're currently at 94.40. It's actually in a downturn at the moment. Okay, this is about your last almost 30 days. Up, down, up, down. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 days to the downside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write falling until it finds number 3. Now, once it goes, do I have APLD? I don't know. 100 save before I quit my 100 save before I quit my 250 investing, and then another 14 to 16 more 5 years. Go from 50 to 500 or 300 50 to 300 in about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I'm just getting this business started. Okay, so in about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I'm just getting this business started. Okay, so in order for me to open up a hedge fund or what they're calling investing fund, I need to have 2 solid deals. So they're videotaped, and they have the solid deals. So they're videotaped, and they have the audio and the video that goes along with it. So it'll be easy for a third-party, non-biased party to come in and check out all the numbers, make sure the T's are crossed, I's are dotted, blah, blah, blah. And then I will apply for that, what do you call it? That hedge fund thingy, because I need those 2 years of under my belt. So that'll be this December. That's just the beginning. That's just the beginning of the journey, because I got the 2 years under my belt in December. Then we actually open the corporation, we start selling the shares, and then we start selling the bonds, and then we start doing all the investing, blah, 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 all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. So you guys get to be here at the beginning. You guys are here before the foundation is even laid out. That's pretty cool. When do you get to see a corporation start from the beginning and then work its way up? Well, that's what I'm projecting for in the future. So 20 years ago, in 20 years, I was putting $1,000 a month out of my own money, and it was going to take me at least 10 years. After I found out about you 5 months ago, December 22? 23, 24? Yeah, December 22. Cool. All right. You cut my time more than half. Hey, cool beans. Can't wait. Hey, your 30-day bottom here, your 30-day top is here. So we'll get some profit taking place. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days at the downside. Eventually, we're going to find this bottom. So let me go back to the question that brought us here. What is the question that brought us here? Jonathan, how you doing? Oh, where was it? Walmart at 94.40. Well, it's at 94.40 now. Selling the 90s. 90s. Hold on, I get really dig for this one. The 90s. There it is right there. Okay. Okay. It's at 94.40 now. And next week's 90s are only going for 450. That's not the 980 you're talking about. Because 40 you're selling for 90, you're picking up 90.50. So the difference between that and that is only 10 cents. That ain't worth it. Because 1% is 90 cents. And that's at dropping. So you could buy it tomorrow at 94.40 where it is. But you don't know if that's the bottom. Because it could go lower tomorrow. It can go lower Tuesday. It can go lower Wednesday. You got to wait to find a bottom, and then she turns around and goes. That answered the question. All right, so B-Rad Daddy wants to take a look at Pepsi. Pepsi for a couple of months, waiting for it to find the bottom, and apparently it did. Oh, Scotty Cook's in the house. What's happening, Scotty? Uh-oh. What happened? I missed my thing. All right there. All right, give me a second, and I'm going to check with these questions. And again, Chasing Jack. Oh, with my G Bunky. Because this. All right. See right here where it starts going down? There's a top here, and it's starting to go down. Well, one day at a time. Look. Next. Look. It just keeps going down, 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 down. And right there, when she turns around, see? Down, 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 and now it's going back up again. Now, that's only one day to the upside. Okay? That could be an anomaly. That you don't know if that is the bottom. So, another day. In on day 3, if day 3 is higher than that. So, day 3 is lower. See? So I wouldn't have jumped in on day 3. See, bottom, 1 up, 2 up. I'm waiting for the third day to the upside from this bottom, unless this is lower. Well, let's find out. You just take it one day at a time. Stock market's been around for 400 years. So I'm going to wait one more day before I jump in. I would have jumped in. I want to be higher to figure out how and where you call the bottom. That's where I call it. Okay, how can you tell? Well, you tell it's the bottom when it's upside, and the third day is when I jump in. And then selling the covered call all the way. Hold on a second, Scotty. All right, I have been doing what I call a delayed covered call, but with a stock with a 50 to 60 day RSI. Okay. Hey, James, what about... hey, ducks. All right, so that's Wally World. That goes back. You have got to figure out what works for you. Marty, good evening. Healthier. Bill Phillips, ABT, Abbott Lab. Cool beans. Chasing Jack. If one, thanks, Jack. All right, so let's keep on. Oh, A Biggs. Before asking Grandpa. Tom Papa, I did what you said. I'm sharing my strength as I go along. So. Lost money. That's like I learned 9 years old. Asked me, said, Daddy, can you teach me? I said, well, 9-year-old can do that. Terribly sorry. Okay. Chasing Jack. Big number. Okay. Believe it, which you're on YouTube. So if you go into my pro, don't even bother try calling because I have a spam more than I should be. Rolls. I did The Alchemist. I'm specific dividend stocks. Dropped off. Places. Had to say broadcast. Some answer every with your new picture. Let's just keep progressing. You guys in your picture. Let's just keep progressing. You guys in per week strategy. What else were we going to look at? There was something else. KG. KG. You're in the morning trading group, brother. Okay, so we can take a look at those in the morning, but I'll breeze through them really quickly. What's your usual expiration on the contracts? 7 days. How many contracts do you usually buy? I don't buy contracts. Okay, boom slang. 80% of all options expire worthless. So what I'm trying to do at this point in my life is stack all the odds in my favor. Okay? Number one odd, I only want to do companies that have been in business for more than 20, 25 years. They have some kind of history, some kind of longevity to them. That's number one. Number two, I want companies that are consistently profitable, which means if I went and take a look at all of their annual reports, all the quarterly reports, it will show that the profits are consistently increasing. Or I can go right to the dividends, because a dividend is a portion of the profits the company gives back to the investors. So that, if it consistently increases, means they're consistently profitable. Okay, so if it doesn't move at all, I'm still making. Well, the trading strategy that I will still make a profit by the end of the week. Profit. The trading strategy I do, a covered call, and I'm going to actually show you a few of them as we progress through the night. So I'm going to be here till 11. So I will show you a few of them. And you will see the stock does not have to move at all, and I am still making my 1% profit. Remember, the trading strategy I'm showing you was created for a 9-year-old. So if she, 9-year-old, could do it, you guys can do it. I'm hoping you guys can do it, because in order to be here on this channel, you got to be at least 18. You know, every once in a while, a younger would jump in, and I was like, I don't want to talk to you, because people are weird nowadays. All right, so let's keep on going. Okay, so KG, I'm going to be decent for tomorrow. ConocoPhillips. See? Oh, that looks good. ABT. Not so good. LOW. Guess one of those. Procter and Gamble. No. Hewlett Packard, HPQ. I don't know. Okay, so we got one yes and two I don't know. Well, let's take a look at them. Get a better look. Maybe you guys get an idea, see what I'm looking for. See if you can see the same things that I'm seeing. Now remember, when I look at a chart, I want to look for 5 things. And it should literally take you 3 to 4 seconds. So as I go through these again, see if you can see them as fast as I see them. First one was COP, ConocoPhillips. You ready? High, low, is, down, up. 3 to 4 seconds, right? The high's here, the low is here. It was here, now it's here. Went down, now it's coming back up again. Okay, try not to specifically for 5 things. Once you figure out those 5 things, well, number one, if it's at an all-time high, no thank you. I don't buy at the high. That's when you're supposed to be selling. Buy low, sell high. Who the hell buys high and sells it lower? Because where is it going to go next? Do you think it's going to go higher just because you bought it? Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't want to take that chance. When it's at a high, all-time high, I don't want nothing to do with it. I'll keep my eye on it when it pulls back down again. Because when it goes up, yeah, there's going to be people just like me taking profits. And when you take profits, the stock bottom is. Because I prefer it to be at a bottom. Because when it goes down, it hits the bottom, it usually bounces back up again. So high, no thank you. At a low, yeah, take another look. But it should take you 3 to 4 seconds. That's about it. Once I do that, then I want to check out the numbers. 95.61, the closest one's going to be the 96. Well, let me walk you through it. It is what it is. Now, the next thing you really can't argue with are the strike prices. Because somebody else is in control of them. All we're doing is take a look. You take a look at the price. Okay, that's what it is. That's what we're doing. We're window shopping. 95.61. The closest strike price, see, 91, 92. Now, I don't make up these numbers. Someone else does. Okay? The owner of the store, the market maker. Okay? You'll hear that a lot. The market maker. That's one person who opens the store and closes the store every day. Think of your neighborhood store. Circle K, Quick. That's the person who does the buying and the selling. Okay? He buys a gallon of milk from the farmer for $3. He sells it to you for $3.25, $3.50. Buys them at the bid. 94.04, and then he sells them to us at the ask price, 96.46. Now I don't like it when they do this at night because it's usually only 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent difference between them, especially when you have not about 4,900,000. because he makes whatever the spread on this multiplied by 4,900,000. So if it's a penny per share, he makes like 40 grand, about 40 grand a day, 40, 50 grand a day at 1 penny. So 1 penny spread, he makes 40 grand. 2 penny spread, he makes 80 grand. Okay, so whatever the spread is, you multiply it by how many shares being traded. That's what the market maker makes. So he's in business to buy and sell. He doesn't really care what the price is. We do. Because one who wants to buy, who wants to sell. And then 4.9 million come in and say, hey, I want to sell mine. Oh, buy them. I'll sell mine. I'll buy. That's what it is. It is what it is. 4.9 million shares traded on Friday. This is the current price. 95.61. Great. What's the closest strike price? Argue all you want. 95.61. The closest strike price is 96. Okay, it is what it is. 96. Go over. What can I buy it for? What can I sell it for? Because remember, I don't buy off. I sell them. Because if 80% of all options expire worthless, why the hell would I want to buy one? That's the 80-20 rule. I want to be on the 80% side. Now, don't get me wrong. The 20% side sometimes can be very profitable. But at my point in my life, I don't want to take that chance. Okay? I want a trading strategy where I make money if the stock doesn't move. Well, that's great. Okay? I want to be on the favorable side when it comes time to buying and selling. The seller wins 80% of the time. The buyer wins 20% of the time. What side do you want to be on? So I don't buy sell stock. I don't buy options. I sell them. Okay? So this is the buying side. This is the selling side. So the 96 is selling for 117. Well, how do I know that's more than 1%? You move this decimal point over 2 places. Okay? $95.61. Well, what is 1%? 1% of 95. What's percent of $175? 1% of $95 is 95 cents. 1% of $150 is $1.50. 150. Just move the decimal point over 1. So if it's more than 1%, it's a hell yeah. Okay? So 95.61, I'm selling the 96s. It's 117. That's more than down, up. Well, it's definitely in an uptrend. The high of the year is here. The low of the year is here. Well, where's it going next? It's going up. Okay, but that is for the year. That is for people who trade on a yearly basis. Well, that's not me. I trade on a weekly basis. So I want to take a look at the class. There it is. There. So days ago, okay, that's what, 5 weeks? 4 weeks, 5 weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks ago, right here, a little over 98 was the high. Then it came down. Here's the bottom right there, just a little bit below 89. So from there to there, that's the profit taking. So, all right, I'm going to take my profits and go home. I'm going to grab my marbles and go to another sandbox. But at the bottom here, she's to here, which from 89 to 97 is $8. Now, $8 on it, that's a little over 9% move. I start taking profits at 2, 3, 4%. See, it goes up like 2 or 3%, I'm out. I'm not greedy. I'm not looking for a huge amount. I'm just looking for 1%. Okay, so if she goes up a little bit, I'm out. But this is going up. Is it going to? Color of a different horse. Okay? So, the 96s are going for 117. Is she going to continue ConocoPhillips? So, let's actually do a covered call on ConocoPhillips so you see how it works. About Think or Swim, it sets everything up for change it from a single option. Okay? These are all my choices here. I'm just going to do this one right there. The covered stock or a covered call or buy right. They have a lot of different names for it. And they literally have hundreds of available at a different day. That's it. And for that privilege, that person is going to give you a premium. That's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing which is the insurance payment. We'll explain that a little bit later. So we're doing the 96s. Right? So the 96 is right there. Right? There's the price right there. And then I just one contract. Well, good for you. It might sit there all day long and never get filled. Now, I do a market order when I'm entering. Okay, I'm buying the stock, selling the option, all at one place. In the morning, market opens at 9:30. By 9:31, I will, within the first 59 seconds, I'm in and I'm out. That's what I like. Now, do I care what I pay for it? Nope. Reason being, because the stock and the option are already tied together. Because it's a one trade, but it has two different legs. Or you can call it two trades. Buying stock, selling the option. It happens so fast, it's done within 59 seconds as soon as the market opens. Market order opens up instantaneously first thing in the morning. So let's take a look at the order. This is what it should sound like. Now, I always tell anyone, anytime you do anything, okay, read it and then say it out loud. Because by hearing it, it might not be the same as what it is when you're seeing it. It's weird. Don't ask me why, but it is. All right, so I'm going to buy one covered call of COP, ConocoPhillips, 100, which means it is a weekly. 18 July 25, which means it expires on the 18th of July, 2025. That's this coming Friday. That's only 5 days away. That's what I want, 5 days away. The $6 call option to open. Now, I did not stutter and I did not buying 100 shares of selling the contract. You need 100 shares in order to. This is where you should have paid attention in math class. Okay, so if one contract is $9,400, well then you know two contracts is $18,000. Okay, three contracts $27,000, so on and so forth. Now, calls. Remember, I said simple, safe, predictable. Number one, it's simple. It's one of the simplest strategies there is. Covered call. You buy it at a certain price, you sell at a certain price. If I buy it for $1, I'm selling it for $1. If I buy it for $100, I'm selling it at $100. Same thing. What am I getting? I'm getting the insurance payment. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. It will actually allow you to do it in your IRA. Certain strategies you cannot do. Certain things you cannot buy in your retirement account. A covered call, you can. Simple, safe. Predictable. Max profit, 160, 150. I already know what my profit's going to be before I even do the trade. That's what I want. I want to know what my profit's going to be before I even start. 160, 150. My risk, the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 9,439, means I know what it's going to cost me. And I know what profit I'm going to make. But what's my rate of return? Well, for that, we need the calculator. I make it pretty simple. First, got to bring it over. All right, so 160 to a grand total of, looking for 1%. So here's 96. Okay, now I'm selling the thing about the difference. That's an additional 39 cents per share, or $39 per contract. Well, that's pretty damn good, don't you think? Additional money. Never buy 5. Make sure. Well, yeah. Now, what am I buying? Well, I'm buying 95.61. I'm selling it at 96. I'm collecting 161. It's costing me this. And how much profit am I making? 1.7% for 1 week, 5 days. So what does that come to at the end of the year? Well, it comes to close to 80 or 90%. Well, that's a nice return, don't you think? So, question number 1, does it make sense? Question number 2, do I like ConocoPhillips? Question number 3, do I like ConocoPhillips at this current price? And question number, it's my target. Oh, what's my target? Oh, to the next one. No. All right, we need to get out of that. Do that and W. Hello, yeah. Just jump out and say, hey, this is where we're going. Not like this, see? Where is it going now? So it came down a little bit. So that's beautiful. That was, what, 3 weeks? Procter & Gamble down. Yeah, no thank you. New bottom right here. Okay, 1 day. And then on the 3rd, on Wednesday or Thursday. All right, same thing here with this one. Okay, here's our top. She comes down, up, down, and here's the bottom here. She shoots up. Now she's just kind of like, hey, I'm new. People here. James is like on 7 Day Places. Thank you, Jack. You can rewatch. Yeah, everything. Now, for those of you guys that are also new, if you don't know, okay, this is being recorded right now on YouTube on 2 different channels. So if you want to go back and take a look, you can. This screen here behind me, well, there's me standing in front of the screen. and then there's just the screen itself. Okay, so if you have the capability, you go into your other room on the big screen TV and pull it up there. Okay, but most likely you cannot see these little tiny numbers on your phone or your laptop. That's why it's on the big screen TV. Hey, I'm new here. I had a bad experience with trading gurus before. Legit question. Do you show your students your brokerage statements? How do they know you are actually profitable? Oh, JT, how are you today? JT is an awesome question. And believe it or not, I share 3 of them publicly. So every morning, you ask my wins, I show my losses. And on my live charts, it gives my opinion. I can't in your head, so I don't pretend to know what my goal is. Simple, safe, predictable, 1% per week. I'm not looking for a stock to shoot up. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for capital appreciation. That means you put your money into a stock and you wait 5 or 10 years for it to grow. No, it's not what I'm doing. If the company doesn't have, I check every week. We haven't checked this week yet, but I check 136. A nice amount. May have been more. I don't know. But there's over 10,000 different companies to invest. Okay, fine. But I'm only wanting to invest in the companies that have been around for decades. You know, Ford, General Motors, IBM, AT&T, Lowe's, Home Depot, Procter & Gamble. Bank of America, Hewlett, I already said that one. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Consolidated Edison. Companies that have stood the test of time. Those will call you up and we can have a nice conversation. That doesn't mean I know what's going on in your head. Okay, I don't tell anyone what they can do. I just, look and say, all right, well, what are you trying to do here? What were you thinking in this situation? What do you think is a good idea to do now based on what we're going over? Because, see, the chart will tell us exactly what you and I are doing, the buyers and the sellers. And it's here, it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up, and it goes down. Okay, that will tell us a story. This here will tell us the next one. The next one was Humana. So let's take a look at Humana. H-U-M. Interesting. So, quickly, 3 to 4 seconds. You ready? Hi, hello, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, sideways. That's about it. Down, sideways. Okay, where were we? We were at 400. We are now at 230. Okay? What do the numbers look like? Well, 230.67. The closest one's going to be the 231, which they don't have a 231. So the 230s are going for 490. Well, I love the numbers here. Those are awesome. But what is this telling me? Now, this is the whole year. Great. The numbers look good. The 1-year chart looked okay. Well, let's jump in and take a look at a couple more charts just to deep dive to see where do we think it's going next. Because if I'm going to jump in tomorrow morning, I want to know, is it to jump in tomorrow morning? And by the way the buyers and sellers are buying and selling, what will my chances look like? Okay, so just on a side note, the second time this year this has happened. Now this hasn't happened that often. My account, all gone. All gone. I'm in 100% cash game, which is rare. It doesn't happen that often. Okay, because when you do a covered call, you buy a stock and you sell it to someone else for a certain price, well, then they have the right to buy it. Well, great. I'm making my profit. I really don't care. Seriously. It's hard for some people to understand. I really don't care. I have only two criteria. They're not that difficult. I honestly don't care about the stock price. It's got nothing really to do with the company itself. See, when spread the news, the stock is down, everybody stay home. No, it doesn't work that way. Stock go down, they don't care. You're here for 40 hours. Punch in, do your work, go home. It's that way. This is nothing more than our perception of the value. Fine, but is the company going higher and higher and higher on their dividends? Because the dividend is a portion of the profits, and if they keep increasing, well, they got to be making more money because you can't give away more money unless you have more money to give away. It kind of it's just so common sense. It's like it boggles my mind why people don't get it. If the company's profitable, yeah, they're going to give me a nice profit, a nice dividend. Okay, so Humana, the 1 year, the number looks good. Fine, let's dive in a little deeper. A year ago, we're at 407. A little on the price, but now looks like we have a double bottom here. Check it out. 212 back in May, and then 212 back in October. So it hit 212 twice. And where is it now? Right now it's at 230. All right, so look up, down, up, down. Now that does not look that good. Well, it doesn't look good in the sense of jumping into it tomorrow, but it does look good for a setup. Here's the last 30 days. 30-day bottom, she shoots up, profit taken, it comes down. Here we are now. Great. Look where the bottom was. Look where it is now. Now, what do you think? Now, logically, now without going into the news and you know who's doing what in the company, what new product, other than that BS, just by looking at this, bottom's here, it goes up, it comes down. Hypothetically speaking, think of it elementarily, okay? As if you were a 9-year-old. But when? So we're going to be watching this week. Well, because I already own some Humana, so that's one of the reasons why we're going to be looking at it. But seriously, I'm going to be looking at it this week because look, 30-day bottom 227, she jumps up to 252. All right, next. So Humana is going to be one we should keep our eye on. As soon as she turns around, yeah, I'll jump in, take a look at it. I'll let you guys know. You know, I'm usually in and out. I usually never hold anything long term. For me, long term is 30 days. Last year, the longest I've ever held anything was Kimberly-Clark. I held it for 9 months. Longest I've ever held anything. Months. This is one of the reasons why I loved. In those 9 months, I collected 3 dividends. And I will sell a covered call against every single position I have. If I have 10 positions, I'm selling 10 covered calls every single week. Everything I own has a weekly option attached to it. Because I'm not going to marry one of these things and take it to the grave with me. No, I want the cash flow. It is what it is. All right, so Kohl's. The reason I was saying that is Kohl's, I've owned this thing for over a year in one of my accounts. Why? Well, because it consistently gives me over 1%. Now, I originally all the cost averaging. So at 22, then I bought some at 16, bought some at 12, bought some at 6. So now my dollar cost average is somewhere around 12. So the stock is at 950. Now, I'm not selling the 950 option because that's too risky. But I will sell the 12, which is going for, that's crappy. What the hell happened there? I shit you not, that's crappy. Huh. The 1150 is 3. Oh, wow. I haven't seen it that bad. Usually when the options get bad like this, yeah, that's usually when I stop trading that stock. Usually. I mean, ET, Energy Transfer, AGNC, I think was the other one. But there's like 3 or 4 of them that the options look absolutely horrible. So I just don't trade them anymore. Maybe taking the place. I don't know. Hollywood Hustle made 5% each week over the last 2 weeks. Cool beans. Galan, I like that one. I'm going to remember that one. I can explain it to you, but I can't. Wait a minute. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. I'm writing that one down. I'm going to make a t-shirt with that sucker on it. I love that one. That's freaking awesome. Gallant, hope you don't mind. I'm stealing that and I'm putting it on a t-shirt. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand. I can't even say it without laughing. All right. Uh-oh. I missed some of these questions. Alrighty. Where are we? Uh-oh. Where are these questions? All right, not risky. Yes and no. Okay, holding back, guys. He's mentioning that every once in a while and I do it every once in a while. I will roll my stock price down because sometimes rolling it forward is not profitable in it a little bit longer. And yes, I am stuck in it a little bit longer. What is the name of this website you said you preferred that swim? That's not a website. That's a trading platform. That's where you actually go to trade stocks. But you can go to Google or Bing or whatever trading, search engine, whatever search engine you like to use, and just put it into the search engine. Dividend stock calendar. And Hole, I own KISS at a current loss, but I'm worried about getting called away at the strike price below what I bought it for. Now, holy bad guys, I understand completely. I really do. A lot of companies have great premiums, and some of them don't. Now, just recently, hold on. Just recently, Kohl's is dropping, but all the numbers are. Take a look. The bid 774, the ask 965. That's a huge spread. Okay, when it is trading during the days, okay, the spread's usually only 1 to 2 cents per, between the buying and the selling. So I think the market makers purposely change all these numbers to make it difficult for us to do our work when off hours. Okay, so check on hours, because as soon as the market opens, all these numbers are going to change. But the mathematics doesn't change. The equation's premium higher than 1% or not. Is the stock going in the direction I'm going? Look at Kohl's. Here's the high, here's the low, now it's going in an uptrend. You can't argue that, but that's for yearly traders. If you're a yearly trader, well, 30 days, what does that look like? Okay, here, up, down, straight up. Now, hypothetically, she should be coming down because she went from below 8 to 10. Now, I know 8 to 10 is not a lot. It's only $2. Okay, $2 is not a lot. But is it? Because $2 on an 8, see, here's the bottom, 8, up 25%. And would you take profits? Seriously, ask yourself that question. If you bought it at 8, and now it's up at 10, which is a 25 for 3 weeks, that's a lot. So people take that, and then all of a sudden she starts dropping again. The page, it's still working. Okay, both TikToks are still working, Remedy. What's your portfolio look like? A Bigs, yeah, we already had a discussion about that. Uh-oh. Some of these questions. All right. Randall Ray, do I have to wait for 20 years of increased dividends to sell covered calls on your corporation? Randall Ray, that's totally up to you. But I can guarantee you one thing, okay? On my bonds, I'm guaranteeing 20%. And then the stocks, well, I'm dishing out to start a 20% per year dividend. That I can guarantee at the moment. What you drive? I love it when people ask what I drive. Okay, what I drive is so irrelevant, it boggles the mind. Do you know that Warren Buffett still drives his old beat-up pickup truck from, 40, 50 years ago? Bathroom, road, watch move out. Okay, no, don't have a Lamborghini. I used to have a Corvette, used to have a BMW, used to have all those kind of nice, neat, fun things. Yeah, it's not cracked up like it used to be. I'm a handyman. I like to fix stuff. And you can't carry 2x4s in a Lamborghini. Chuck Jensen, good evening. ITA, CJ, I never heard of ITA, and it's never a good to ask me about something I never heard of. ITA. Yeah, hell no. Monthlies. 2 reasons. Okay, 18 July, 15 August, 17 October, 19 December. Those are months of the year. Basically, that means I can do that trade once per month. Once per month means 12 times a year. That's 12 to 24% per year. Now, some of you might be okay with 12 to 24% per year. But if I'm getting 1% a week, that's 50 to 100% per year. That's what I'm going for. Okay, so sorry, CJ. No to ITA. Playa 305 La Playa. Good evening. How are you? I'm lovely. Chauncey. Can I do Maine? I can do Maine. M-A-I. Whoops. Ooh, let me go back to here. M-A-I-N. Now, I'm going to hit this screen and I'm going to say no because I know that Maine is... Wait, why didn't it go in? Didn't go in. All right. M-A-I-N. Okay. I know. Yeah, babies in the house. Sterling, feel what's going on. Okay, so sorry about that, Chauncey. I don't like Maine. I don't do monthlies. Playa. Hope you had a great time. My grandson, I did. We had a blast. Went swimming in the pool. Went and got some fresh donuts. There's a donut shop right down the street. They make fresh donuts in-house. Now, I remember when Dunkin' Donuts used to make donuts in-house. It used to be awesome. 98 cents a dozen growing up. 98 cents a dozen. My mom could feed all of us for $1. Imagine that. Great. I want to learn this. Okay, Playa. La Playa. You've been here for months. Months. Okay. Last year, I had 95% of my money invested at all times. This year, with TDS, no thank you. I leave 20 to 30% on the side because of TDS. Now, do we all know what that is? I hope so. Why don't you just use AI or a screener to pick your stocks? Dude, I've seen enough Terminator movies. I've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't trust computers as far as I can throw them. Sorry. The ex-dividend date is Friday. Okay, Chauncey. Do you offer a trading class? I want to buy dividend companies instead of S&P. Oh, I knew we'd find one sooner or later. Who is it? What we're going to do now, okay? S&P. Now, would it be safe to say the spider S&P 500 ETF? Is that a good one to compare it to? I'm just curious. Okay, it's right there. SPY. Look at historical data. Right? Give it a second. Let it load. Now, load. I'm looking for a simple okay. What do you call it? So, here we are. I have the finance SPY, the S&P. I want to look at just the dividends. I want to change this. I want to look at just the dividends from SPY. See, right there. Now, the reason why I want to look at dividends is because they push companies' profit. I think the S&P company will kind of be the person in charge, and there's a bunch of other people doing what that person tells them to do, so to speak. All right, it's 20 years of the profit of the S&P. Right? 20 years ago would be 2005. So 2005. March 18th, 2005. Now, I'm going to read off these dividends. Now, if the S&P is 2005, 46, 48, 52, 67, 51. Hold on. Did that go backwards from 67 to 51? That's going backwards, dude. That means they made less money here than they did there. It's not supposed to work that way. It's supposed to go up higher and higher, not higher, lower. 55, 57, 73. See, now it's going the right way. 55. Wait. It's going backwards again. That's twice. 65, 71, 77, 64. 3 times. 66, 69, 71, 56. 4 times. 51. 5 times. 50. 6 times. 51. 50. 7 times. 59. 48. 8 times. 53. 60. 65. 50 really should be higher and higher. Hold on. I'm going to do one. It's perfectly. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, take a look at the summary of the S&P. Now, one. Okay, 1.21%. Throwing money into S&P and return 2.3%. We're in month number 7. Okay, we're in month number 7, and the S&P has come up 2.6%. I'm looking for 1% per week. I want to do that? So the question was, by B.S. Nasty, why would I want to buy a dividend company instead of the S&P? That's the reason. The numbers suck, in my humble opinion. KG, what's happening? Basis is good. Yes, it is. What else do we got? Good evening. I learn things every time you go live. Okay. Lemonade. I couldn't giving up on all the upside. See, just not what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, when you're not retired, okay, not retired, I don't work anymore, so I don't get a paycheck anymore. So the income is totally reliant on me. I have to rely on myself to bring money in so that I can pay my bills. Okay, we're the only species on this planet that has to pay to live here. I don't see any classes or courses to learn. Well, you got to go to the profile, and then it takes you to the link to the website. Because my profile is one thing. Because you're on TikTok, that's one thing. The profile should bring you to the market to always go up. Nope. Benzel, you like that answer? Do I expect the market to always go up? Nope. There is a pullback, a crash, a correction, whatever you want to call it, every decade. Every decade for the last 100 years consistently increased profit, even through the ups and the downs. Okay, think of that. Okay. Kai, how are you today? Darren wants to take a look at AT. So hopefully I answered the question. Don't I just put my money? Because the S&P is not consistently profitable the last 40, 50 years. Fine. All right, keep on keeping on. All right, what else do we have here? I didn't find your number. Well, trust me, it's there. Okay, but you can send me yours. Don't put it here in the chat. Just send me a DM. My DM should be available up there. You're on YouTube. Where do you get the info about the company's longevity and their dividends? Well, someone else does it for me. Isn't that weird? Dividend Kings List 2025. You go to Google. Dividend Kings List 2025. 47 companies have consistently increased their dividend payments to their shareholders for 5 decades. Champions, 25 years of increased dividends. They got a little bit of different rules between aristocrats and the champions. And for the fun of it, we're going to throw that consistently increase their profits lists. And those you can get on Google, Bing, or whatever search engine you use. Know what to do about his UPS. Well, here's the thing, Sterling. You're in let's take a quick gander. You ready? The high, 150. That was last year. The bottom right there at 90. That was in April. That's TDS day right there. Let's zoom into that. Ooh, excuse me. And she comes down. Now, you said you're in a long time. Nothing might lid for the past 2 years. Okay. No one makes 1% a week. No one. Mr. Wales, you're absolutely 100% correct. But just for the fun of it, Mr. Wales, considering you're new here and you know more than I do, just go for basics. Legal terms, stand. Okay, so Mr. Webb, I have 7 accounts. I share 3 of them publicly. I don't make any. I don't use smoke and mirrors. I show you my profits. I show you my losses. When I win, I show you. When I lose, I show you. I ain't not in a high. All right. So account number 1, account number 2, account number 3. Now, if Mr. Wheel, you have an issue with numbers, you can basically add it up yourself. So let's click on one right here. Okay, this is every single trade I made for the first week of the year. Over here, it was called the timestamp. Okay, January 2nd, 10:31. January 2nd, 10:33. January 2nd, 10:34. January 2nd, 10:40. January 2nd, 10:43. January 3rd, 14:40. What expiration date was, what the call strikes were, what the premiums were, and what the profits were. So if you take the quantity, 10 contracts at $1.58 and $80 just on that one trade. Okay? Just on that one. And then we have another one here. Another 10 contracts, 158. Oh, 6. Let's go over here. I didn't make 1.19. Account number 2, 1.82. Account number 3, 4.23. That was week number 1. Okay, so I didn't make 1%. You're right. 1.7, 1.8, 4.8, 3.6, blah, 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 blah. Every single one of my trades is logged, is verifiable. Not only through this crap, but I also have a video where I actually, believe me or not, Mr. Wales. But yes, I do average over 1% a week for the past 15 years. Okay? So, believe it if you want. Don't believe it. Really don't care. No skin off my back. Nothing. My portfolio is primarily dividend stocks. I killed for the past 2 years. Cool beans. Sweet Den, thank you for that. El Pablo. One person in my life ever called me that. And that was my Aunt Mary. Well, let's take a look at it. Just low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up. What's going on here? 135.26. The closest strike price is going to be the 135. You might think it's the 136, but nope. It's 135.26. So the 135 is going for 290. First, let's take a deeper dive into the numbers, see if it's right. All right? A year ago, Pepsi's at 164.59. The high of the year was the beginning of August, 81. Well, look at the last 60 days. Here's your top, here's your bottom. Now she's up. Okay? High, low is, look at the motion. Up, down, up, down. What's going on here? 2 days. Ooh. Last 30 days. Here, 128. Just below, back a little bit. Here's your new bottom right there. Okay? Thursday was higher. Friday was higher. Now, here's a little funny thing about this one. You ready? On the 9th, the bottom was 132.96. Bottom was 133.80. Tops. The 9th, the top was 135.38. The 10th, 136.68. The 11th, 135. So, higher bottoms, but Friday has a lower top. What does that mean? I don't know. It's still 30. 2 days to the upside. So, could it go up? Tomorrow, if she is higher than 135, I'll be jumping in. But that's for me. Now, I can't tell you what to do. Obviously. Of course it is, Casey. Why would I be saying, of course it is, Casey? Anyway, a little upset that I'm not getting to your question when you post it. Terribly sorry. There's too many people here. Okay, good. Tennis Pro, what's happening? Felix. Okay, we already talked about that one. Tennis Pro, how you doing? Pterodyne. Terry, I have no idea. Now, I've heard of it. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do, but you got to give me the ticker symbol. This is not your first time here. So, keep coming back. See what? Eventually, you'll ask me. Jose, we'll take a look at that one. Hollywood Hustle. Resale covered calls, my duty. Okay, Hollywood Hustle, thank you for that. It's still a contract. Yes, it is. Thank you for your return follow. Okay. Desubdigator. That's a weird name. I just want to be the bearer of bad news. Okay. You said thank you for the return follow. It wasn't me, dude. Okay, there's literally about 30 people pretending to be me. So, when I say if you want to have a conversation, send me a DM with your number, I personally will call you. I'm not going to pawn it off to someone else call you. Nope, me personally. And I will guarantee you this one thing. I will. Thank you for the return follow. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that wasn't me. Okay, so a lot of you will get emails. A lot of you will get texts. A lot of you will get, what do they call those thingies? Telegrams or snaps or one of those kind of things. Yeah, that ain't me. Okay? When I say drop your phone number, I will give you a call. You're watching me live. You know what I sound like. You hear my tone of my voice. You hear my pitch. You hear my sarcasm. You hear what I say. Yeah, that's me. Okay? If you get anything other than me on the phone, because someone is out there being less than genuine. Okay, so if you want to have a call, say when I said thank you is not clocking for you yet. Price range. Go down, up, down, up, down, up. Right here, it's nice movement. So if I did the 793s, more than likely 80 per contract. That's well over 1%. But I don't do it. I am brand new to TikTok. Well, if you're brand new to TikTok, still wasn't a return follow. I have 6,700 shares of Costco. How do I sell covered calls? Holy cow. 6,700 shares of Costco. C-O-S-T. Well, I don't know what you bought them at, but here's the thing. The high was over $1,100. So I jumped in at. She's been dropping. Okay? So as she's dropping, she's looking for a new bottom. Keep that in mind. Okay, it's looking for a new bottom. But if you sold, it's right now it's 970. Simple math. Okay, hold on. $6.85 a share, and you have $5,000 a week. That might not be enough for you. But here's the thing: if you're going to do that, keep an eye on this right here. Okay, as soon as she finds the bottom, a $900 stock has the ability to turn around and jump up again. So it's very important. If you sell covered calls for less than what you bought from, make sure there's enough space between where the action is. Go up further. Let's go up. You could go all the way out to 985, and that's paying $4.40 a share. Still a nice return for weekly cash flow. Whitehurst. So you're buying 100 shares, not poor man's covered call. Yeah, see, Whitehurst, I like the poor man's covered call. I do. I've done it before in the past. However, the risk involved doesn't actually thrill me. Let me briefly explain what a poor man's covered call is to own it. Well, if I just buy a call option to control it, there, January. Okay. All right. So instead of paying $970 to own the shares, I can pay $74 to control the shares for 187 days, which is about 5 months. So a poor man's covered, that's why they call it a poor man's covered call. Great returns. However, high returns, higher risk. So I used to do them in the past. Because the option, even though I go further out and pay less, the option value still decreases. So I'm not always fond of the decrease of the long. So I just don't do them that often anymore. All right, BKE. I can't read that name. RG Tucson. Okay, RG Tucson. So look at bike, BKE. No. Sorry, dude. I don't do monthlies. 18 July, 15 August, 19 September. No, thank you. Okay, because the numbers just don't work. Okay, now for me, they don't work. If you like them, awesome, great. I don't do them because they don't pay me enough. And there's too many companies that have weekly options that pay me more. So, no. Anything monthly? No, thank you. Hollywood Hustle, Riot. Ooh, I like Riot. I actually own some Riot. RIOT. Ooh, not this week I don't. No, look at that. We're here at 6. 100% increase. Yeah, there's going to be profit taking any day now. Not something I want to jump into. Now, I already own some. I let some go last week because once you buy at a certain price and it goes up and up and up and you try doing a covered call, at some point it's no longer profitable. You just let them go. What do I think of BIIB? King, I've never heard of it. And if I've never heard of it, more than likely it's going to be a no. Biogen. Interesting. Hell no. Now, the reason why I'm saying no to this, number one, I've never heard of it. Number two, look at the option. Okay? It's right now it's at 134. The 135s are going for 145. But look at the 136s. 0. So if I'm right, great. But if I'm wrong, I'm getting 0. Yeah, no, thank you. See, I like something that looks like Dell. Hold on. Now, you see the option price, strike price, purchase price is 126, 126.83. So I'm going to be looking at the 127. See? 126.83. The next one's going to be the 127. Well, it's going for 204. Well, the 128 is going for 165. The 129 is going for 122. So they're all going to give me over 1% drops. I have to go to the next strike out to have that cash flow coming in. Now, I understand I'm looking for 1% up front. Well, what happens on the back end? Well, what happens if I don't hit my strike price on Friday and I have to carry it into next week? Well, what's next week's going to look like? Well, I like the numbers here. Dell, what's another one? Intel, INTC. Same thing. Look, the numbers, they look really good. So it's always going to be about the number. Is the company consistently profitable? Do they have weekly options? That's it. Consistency of profitability and weekly options. That's the only two things I'm looking for. So let's grab a seat and start answering some questions. Because we got a bunch of questions and we got 13 minutes before I'm done for the night. TMC. Too much candy. Ooh, that's not good. David Barton. TMC. Turner Movie Classics. Is that right? I have no idea. TMC. TMC Metals. Oh, yeah. No. Don't get me wrong, but look at this. A year ago, we're under $1. If we're under $1 a year ago, how can that thing have 20 years, 2 decades, 20 years of consistent profits? I don't know. Hollywood Hustle. A covered call is a contract that can be called away. Yeah. A covered call doesn't expire worthless. Lily is if it hits that target, you get paid. Is it 20 years old? Plus, we're past timeline on that one. I never said worthless. It's a contract to sell 100 shares. You said it's a contract, but it is, you could have your shares called away. Absolutely right. I'm in listen mode. So Lily, you're absolutely right. So it is a contract, and the numbers do change every day. And by the end of the week, we just don't know where she's going to be from Monday to Friday. Ooh, cool arrow, Alcoa. I love Alcoa. Look at that. Down, up, down, up. Nice movement right there. Now, I'm not going to go any deeper because I still got a lot more questions to go, and I'd like to get to as many questions as I can before 11 o'clock. Nike, Emirates, ask me tomorrow night. DIY luxury, cool. Lord Detroit, how do stocks typically move based on the EX date? They usually go up just before the EX date. Can you take 1% profit? Yes, you can. What's the premium again on COP? Well, currently it's at 95.61. The 96 is 117. That's currently. However, Lily, remember, tomorrow morning when that bell sounds at 9:30 a.m., all these numbers are going to change. Okay? So always keep in mind, what's the current price? Okay? Where is it? Right there. What's the current price? What's the closest strike price? What is the premium that it's getting paid? Please fix it so I can watch you on 2X. Please fix what? Love your channel, by the way. Thank you, Brian. Ooh, I'm the cool mom. Woohoo! Pepsi looks good. Yes, you're right. It does. Apple. Ooh, I have me some Apple. Nice. Take a look. Down, up. Down, up. Okay, cool. What's it looking like? 211. Well, the 210s look good. And so don't the 212s. Wait. No. The 210s look good. Not the 212s. I prefer oranges. JR, come on. That's whatever. Okay. And Rich and Son, 550. GE, General Electric. I love General Electric. Keep it going. Dow. Brian, I like Dow. You ask me tomorrow. Dow looks good. I sold covered calls last week for 1.5. Jose, way to go. What's your thoughts on Verizon? Keeps going down. Well, when it hits the bottom, then jump in. All right, General Electric and Hertz. Well, I already own some Hertz. But General Electric, not to keep my eye on it. Simone's in the house. When the stock goes against you and you are stuck holding it, do you stick to the original strike? No. Because as the stock drops, I lower my strike price. But I like to be far enough away where I'm not at risk of being called out. Okay. L is for the low of the day. C is for the close of the day. R, that is the range. That's how much the stock normally moves. That's how much the stock moved on that day. So if you take some calculations on how, all right, can it be at risk? So you want to make sure anytime you're changing the strike price lower than what you bought it for, it starts going up and you might get called away. Well, you want to be alerted of that. So you set an alert, it'll get sent to your phone, you open it up and you say, all right, great, how do I deal with it? Why do you say options look horrible? What does that mean? Oh, Liberator. What does that mean? Okay. The current stock price, 211. So, the strike price or the option price at 211. Well, it's 325, 198, 107. Well, that looks great. But look at Energy Transfer. Okay? 17. The 17 looking at. It went to 1 or 3 a lot faster than it should have. Holy bad guys. Yeah, Michael, he doesn't always. He just rolls and the order to whatever strike makes sense. Makes the most sense. Absolutely. It just makes sense. It's me, babe. What's happening, BB? Jose, absolutely. I would take drives an old Cadillac with hail damage. Great price. Yes, I get it. Doing well off of our DDT. That got 6 different channels going, so following everyone all the time makes it a little challenging. Let's keep on going. SFY, Michael Banks. What the heck is SFY? Never a good sign if I have to say what the hell is that. SoFi, hell no. Number one, it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Okay, no matter what you do. Also, look at the bottom right here. TDS day to where it is now. Let's keep on going. Real Time wants to know what TDS is. Somebody might want to tell him. Brandon, isn't there only a very small number of companies that have consistently increased dividends over 20 years? Yeah, as compared to how many companies there are altogether. Now, Brandon, stock market's been around for over 400 years. 400 years, all right? Now, 500 enough for you to choose from. Sweet Dan, yes. 53? I thought it was more than that. There's 300 dividend contenders. I'm sure some of them have monthlies. Not looking at any more stock. Glad I caught the stream today. Still working this. Lily, thank you. You're welcome. Is not quite old enough because there are other companies that I like. Hi, any thoughts about Walmart? Dennis, Walmart was the very first stock we went over this evening. Do you prefer to be called away? Yes, I do. I'd love to get all my money back every Monday. How do stocks typically move based on EX dates? Well, they usually go up before the EX dates, and they usually go down after the EX dates. Do you trade call? Buffett is 93. He shouldn't be driving at all. SoFi is a weekly. I traded it last week. It's weekly. Yeah, I get that. It's weekly. It has weekly option. Wait a minute. SoFi doesn't have weekly options. It has monthly options. See? ADM. Archer Daniel Midland area. It's a great company. To deal. Thanks. Have a good week. Will do. Yes, it does. All right, Lily, I don't want to sit here and argue with you, but SFI, SoFi, monthlies. 18 July, 15 August, 19 September, 19 December. Maybe we're talking about a different SoFi. Walmart. Easy Me 3. SOFI. SFY. Okay? SoFi. It's monthly. So, 2 different companies. Got it, Lily? All right, so that's all the questions on TikTok. Awesome, thank you, you're welcome. What do we have over here? Tiny Coco, how are you today? Drive to Succeed, how you doing? Ashamed Lieben, I like the way you're trading very convincingly, but margin makes you very greedy. You're absolutely 100% right. I only use a portion of my margin. Yes, 2 different companies. Teach me covered call, please. Okay, we are done for the night. I'm just finishing up a couple more questions, and that's about it. What's your take on Z? Have a good night, James. I have... let's talk about 4 trades, weekly margin, 75,000. Just 1,000 every week on a lowest available rate. We're gonna have to do that another day. It's 11 o'clock. I usually finish up at 11. So that's a conversation. It's going to be more than 5 minutes. So I'm not going to stay for more than 5 minutes for something that it's going to take a little bit ooh, I got a little hat. It's going to take a little bit more effort than I want to put in at this time of day. What are the possible outcomes of a covered call? Price goes up, what happens? Price goes down, what happens? What do you do? Okay, so Brian Cook. Price goes up, more than likely you're going to be assigned, you get all your money back, and you get to keep that premium. So you get all your money back on Monday. Okay. If the stock goes down, well, you get a company that can sit the week after. Okay, so stocks go 3 different directions. 1, up, 2, down, 3, nowhere. Okay, so if it goes up, great. If it goes nowhere, great. If it goes down, then it's going to be a little bit issue. That's why we take a look at the chart to make sure we're buying it at the right time. The timing is very well. Your fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest. Club chairs have been unlocked for all fans to send and celebrate. Woohoo! I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, that's great. It's hard to find good trade mentors in this space. Definitely will look into joining your group. Thanks for answering. JT, I'm here every night. I'm going to apologize for some of you on YouTube. Way too many of you to answer all these questions. So you don't keep what you bought longer than a week. Nah, I did not say that. My preference is jumping in on Monday, being out on Friday. That's my preference. Doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes I have to carry it longer. And the possibility of carrying it longer, well, am I going to get a consistent 1% if I carry it longer? Because on Thursday and Friday, we take a look at the possibility of rolling it into next week. Okay, it's a little bit too late to explain rolling it into next week, but catch me tomorrow night on the next. But you got to catch me early in the night to ask me about rolling. All right, JT, good question. What happens if the company goes bankrupt while you're in the covered call position? Well, I'm hoping, JT, that you never buy something that's in that position. Most of the companies I'm looking at, most of the companies I buy, have historical performance of doing just fine. Flow 22, what time are you on? 11:30, but I want to get to a little earlier. So JT, I haven't really ran into that Ford, General Motors. I'm drawing a blank. Getting late. Home Depot, Lowe's. I don't really foresee them going bankrupt without knowing. Now, when companies kind of like Walgreens last year, they started closing a lot of stores and they started having trouble with their earnings. Well, that's an indicator to not buy in them. Okay? Mangy. Hello, sir. How are you? I'm fine. Happy Sunday, Daniel. Wait, Daniel Berry. Which company? Okay, Luke, a little bit late to the party because I'm not 100% sure which one you're chiming in on because I have 6 different chats going at the moment and I can't answer all of them as they come in. So, I'm caught up with the questions. That means the time... Wait a minute. The days. Hey, catch you guys in the morning. I'm going to be setting up the invites very shortly. So see you later. And so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it. Oops, wrong one. I've lived. Ooh, that sounds terrible. A life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more. See you later. Much more than this.